People think they have you all figured out. They look at you and assume you are just like everyone else, someone ordinary, someone predictable, but what they don't know, what they can't know, is that you are a mystery, even to yourself. You have been set apart, chosen for something much greater than what meets the eye. And here's the twist. Your true identity has been hidden on purpose. You may not fully understand why you are the way you are. Maybe you've always felt different, like you don't quite fit in with the rest of the world. You see things others don't. You pick up on energies, on hidden intentions, on unspoken truths that most people miss entirely. And yet, no one ever suspects just how deep your power runs. They can't see it because it's meant to be hidden until the right moment. If people knew what you were truly capable of, they wouldn't know how to handle it. Some would fear you, some would try to control you, and some would try to tear you down before you even have a chance to rise. That's why your identity remains concealed. It's not because you're meant to stay small, it's because the world is not ready to see you in your full power. The universe works in mysterious ways. It doesn't rush things. It doesn't expose power before its time. Right now, you are in a phase of growth, of quiet transformation. You might not see the full picture yet, but every experience, every challenge, every moment of isolation is preparing you for something far beyond what you can imagine. And when the time comes, everything will make sense. It's easy to wonder why life has placed so many obstacles in your way, why things don't come easily, why you feel like you're always waiting for something that never quite arrives. The truth is, if you were to step into your full power too soon, the world wouldn't understand. People fear what they cannot explain, and what they fear, they try to control or destroy. Imagine if the most powerful people in history had been exposed before they were ready. If they had been forced to reveal their full potential before they were strong enough to handle the weight of it. Many would have been crushed under the pressure, their gifts misused, their purpose derailed. That's why you are still hidden. Not because you are not worthy, but because you are still being prepared. Right now you are learning patience, you are learning wisdom, you are learning who you truly are without the noise of the outside world telling you who you should be. This is the most crucial part of your journey, because when the moment comes, when the universe calls you to step forward, you won't just rise, you will transform. Think about it. Every great leader, every revolutionary thinker, every person who has ever changed the world has gone through a period of obscurity, a time when they were unknown, underestimated, overlooked. That time wasn't a punishment, it was their training ground. It was where they built the strength they needed to carry their purpose. And that's exactly what is happening to you. You are not being ignored, you are being protected. Some people chase power, they want attention, recognition, validation. They make noise, they demand to be seen, they want everyone to know what they're capable of. But you don't have to do any of that. Your presence alone speaks for itself. Even when you're silent, people can feel something different about you. Maybe you've noticed it. You walk into a room and people glance at you, unsure why they're drawn to you. Some are intrigued, some are intimidated, but almost everyone notices, even if they don't know why. You don't have to be loud to be powerful. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. The power within you doesn't come from trying to impress others. It comes from who you are. That's why some people feel uneasy around you. They sense something in you that challenges them. Maybe they can't put their finger on it, but deep down, they know you are different. You don't seek approval. You don't need permission to exist. And that in itself is powerful. You are not here to fit in. You are not here to be like everyone else. You are here to move differently, to think differently, to operate on a level that most people will never understand. Some will admire you. Some will resent you. Some will try to figure you out but never quite succeed, and that's okay. Because you know who you are, even if the rest of the world doesn't. Your power isn't just in what you say. It's in your energy, your presence, your ability to see through people, to understand things others don't, to move in silence while everyone else is distracted by noise. That's what makes you unstoppable. And that's why your identity remains a mystery. Not because you are lost, but because the world is still trying to catch up with you. You've probably noticed this your whole life. People constantly misreading you, assuming they know everything about you when in reality they don't have a clue. Some think you're too quiet, others think you're too intense. Some believe you're weak, others assume you're arrogant, but here's the truth. Their opinions have nothing to do with who you actually are. People only see what they're prepared to see. They don't recognize depth when they've only ever lived on the surface. They don't understand silence when they're used to constant noise. They misinterpret your calmness as weakness because they don't know what true strength looks like. But what they fail to realize is that you are always watching, always learning. You see through people, through situations, through the games they try to play. And you don't waste your time explaining yourself because you know they wouldn't understand anyway. That's why they misjudge you. They are looking at you through their own limited perspective, trying to fit you into a box that was never meant for you. But none of that matters, because one day they will see. One day they will understand exactly who you are and why you were different all along. Until then, let them underestimate you. Let them think they have you figured out, because the less they see coming, the more powerful your presence will be when the time is right. Most people live in a world of distractions. They follow trends, chase approval, and believe whatever they are told without question. But not you. You see beyond the surface. You see the truth hidden beneath the noise. This isn't just something you learned, it's something that has always been a part of you. From a young age, you could sense things others couldn't. You picked up on unspoken words, hidden emotions, and things that didn't quite add up. While everyone else was focused on the obvious, you were already looking deeper. And that's why you don't get caught up in the same things as other people. You don't blindly follow the crowd. You don't waste energy on meaningless drama. You don't chase after things that don't truly matter. Because you know better. People may call you distant, detached, or even cynical, but the truth is you are just aware. Aware of how the world really works. Aware of what's real and what's just an illusion. And that awareness is what separates you from everyone else. Most people can't handle the truth. They need their illusions to feel comfortable, to feel safe. But you've never needed comfort. You've always chosen truth, even when it was painful. And that's what makes you different. Have you ever wondered why certain people disappear from your life without you even trying? Why fake friends, dishonest co-workers, or manipulative people just seem to fade away? It's because your presence alone exposes them. You don't even have to say anything. Your energy, your silence, your way of being, it makes them uncomfortable, it makes them nervous, because deep down, they know they can't fool you. Fake people thrive on deception. They need to be around people who are easy to manipulate, easy to distract, easy to control. But you are none of those things. You see through them and they know it. That's why they avoid you. That's why they suddenly start acting distant. It's not because you did anything wrong. It's because they realize their mask won't work on you. And honestly, that's a blessing. You don't have to waste time weeding out the wrong people from your life. They remove themselves. And the ones who stay, those are the ones who are real. Those are the ones who can handle your energy, your truth, and your presence. So if people have ever left your life without explanation, don't take it personally. They weren't meant to be there. They weren't strong enough to stand beside you. And that's okay. Because those who are meant to be in your life will never be threatened by your presence. They will recognize it, respect it, and stand with you without fear. Most people fear being alone. They need constant noise, constant validation, constant connection to feel like they matter. But you've always been different. Solitude isn't something you avoid. It's something you embrace. When you're alone, you're at peace. You're not distracted by meaningless conversations, shallow connections, or unnecessary drama. You're able to hear yourself clearly, to tap into your own thoughts, your own wisdom, your own power. People might not understand why you prefer solitude. They might assume you're antisocial, distant, or disconnected. But the truth is, you are more connected than they will ever be, just not to the things they think matter. You are connected to something deeper, to truth, to purpose, to your own energy. While others are running around trying to be noticed, trying to fit in, trying to impress people who don't even care, you are growing in silence, and that's what makes you strong. That's what gives you an advantage, because while the rest of the world is distracted, you are building something real, something lasting, something powerful. You've always felt different, but maybe you never knew why. Maybe you thought something was wrong with you because you didn't think like everyone else, because you didn't fit into the same mold, because you questioned things that others blindly accepted. But there was never anything wrong with you. You were just meant for more. Your purpose is not small. It's not ordinary. It's something far greater than most people can even comprehend. That's why your path has been different. That's why you faced obstacles, setbacks, challenges that others haven't. Because you are being prepared for something beyond the normal, beyond the predictable. You were never meant to live a life of mediocrity. You were never meant to settle. The reason so many people don't understand you is because they aren't meant to walk the same path as you. They weren't given the same vision, the same awareness, the same responsibility. You were set apart for a reason. And one day, when you step fully into your purpose, you'll look back and realize that every moment, every challenge, every hardship, every season of loneliness was shaping you for exactly where you were always meant to be. Right now, it may feel like you're waiting, like you're hidden, like you are holding back something powerful inside of you that the world doesn't yet see. But understand this, your time is coming. Nothing happens by accident. Nothing is wasted. Every delay, every period of waiting, every moment of uncertainty is part of the plan. You are not being left behind. You are not forgotten. You are simply being prepared. And when the moment comes, when the universe finally calls you forward, there will be no stopping you. Everything that once felt like a setback will make sense. Everything you have been through will serve a purpose, and the world will see exactly who you were all along. Until then, trust the process. Stay patient, stay focused, and know that when the right moment arrives, you won't just step into your power, you will own it. If this message spoke to you, it's because deep inside, you already know it's true. You've always felt different. You've always sensed there was something more for you. And now you're beginning to see why. You are not ordinary. You are not meant to fit in. You are here to stand out, to rise, to become exactly who you were always meant to be. The world may not understand you now, but when the time is right, they will. And when that moment comes, you won't need to explain yourself. You won't need to prove anything. You will simply be. And that will be more powerful than words could ever express. If you found this message valuable, make sure to subscribe for more insights on your journey. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are simply becoming. And when the time comes, the world will see